Hey folks, Lon here with Cowboy Compass. First of all, I'd like to wish y'all a happy new year. This is our first video of 2026. And this video, we're going to be talking about a pair of cowboy boots that I ordered on Amazon. Now, I usually don't give reviews on Chinese made boots on this channel because I don't recommend it. And what's the point? They're usually god awful. And with that being said, I did decide to order a pair of these boots because we always order stuff on Amazon. And some people are curious, hey, I'm going to get a pair of boots on Amazon. So I just want to get the cheapest pair of cowboy boots on Amazon at about $50. You're going to get a pair of these Luma heel. Almost sounds like they're trying to say Lucchese. But Luma heel cowboy boots. They're a square toe, basic cowboy boot. And I just want to show y'all what you're going to get for $50 and why it's not worth purchasing these kind of boots. Let's get into it right after this. Ah, yes, Amazon. Need something quick? Sometimes even overnight? Just log on the app, click the search engine, type in what you're looking for, and about 30 of those similar items will pop up, usually at a really good price. And cowboy boots are no different. However, cowboy boots is one of the things you just don't buy on Amazon. They're cheap, made overseas, and just not what a cowboy boot is supposed to be. All right, so here's the box. First of all, it's just a standard cardboard box. You're going to have a brown 12. It's going to show you the model number, and of course, it's going to tell you that they're made right in China. So, of course, that's going to be the first thing you're going to see with these. So you're going to open this up. So, of course, here they are. Come in this little thing right here that a lot of Chinese made products come in these kind of cloth material stuff. Then you're going to have something on the inside. All right, so here they are. So first test we're going to do. Ah, yes. The intoxicating smell. Not leather smell, just intoxicating smell. They basically smell like nothing in the factory from overseas. That's pretty much all I could smell. So let's go ahead and get right into the boot. So we're going to start with the heel. So as you could expect, you're going to have a brown rubber heel. There is definitely no shank in this. I've actually taken them out of the box before doing this review so I could see. And these things could just bend. There's absolutely no shank support right here. As far as the heel, of course, you're going to have a fake rubber heel that looked like stacked leather, but it's just a giant piece of rubber and, of course, rubber heel cap, which is fine usually for the rubber heel cap. It's all really basic, cheap material right there. Now, going on here, you're going to have what looks to be a double stitch welt. Basically, this is all just done for show. It's not really stitched all the way through. It's basically one big rubber sole. Just really cheaply made. This leather is probably about the cheapest leather that you could get. It's just not good quality stuff. And that is to be expected. I mean, we're talking about a $50 pair of boots. Now, funny enough, the seam right here, it's very elevated, very cheaply made. And there's another seam right here. It's like it splits right here and just was just tied together. And I've never seen a cowboy boot with that aspect right here. Also, there's absolutely no heel support. There's no leather holding it in. It's a little harder. Probably they might have put some extra material, but I could squeeze it really easily. I just don't like it at all. It just feels and looks cheap. I mean, you probably get away with it. Of course, you got your toe bug right here. Now, I think this is even placed in the wrong place. It's way too far back. So it might even, yeah, it's going to bend out way too far into the vamp. It's actually supposed to be about right here where it bends, where your metatarsal is, and it's actually bending some other place. It's like just too far. It's just not going to break in good at all, and I could tell you that already. As far as the top, it's that same cheap leather material on the shaft. The pull tabs feel very cheap. So it looks like leather, but it feels like rubber. So basically, it's kind of telling me that the whole boot is made out of that same rubbery leather material. On the inside, you're going to have another layer of cheap leather right here on the top, and then it goes right into cloth. On the insole, you're just going to have, of course, cloth material all throughout. It's just extremely cheap stuff, and that's what you guys could expect for $50. I mean, I've said it before, these boots were not made by someone in Mexico or in Spain or in the United States where, the traditions of actually making boots and footwear is prevalent. They don't know how to do that. Their grandfather never made anything of the sort. All they know how to do is press a button and bam, boots are made out of a machine, not out of the knowledge of making boots or having the craftsmanship. So let's go ahead and try on these terrible boots and see how they feel. So it's conclusion time. And you guys probably could already guess my conclusion on these boots. It's not going to be good. First of all, I got to say, putting these boots on, they fit really good. The fit is actually spot on. I'm very surprised to say that. As soon as I put them on, I felt a little bit of tightness, and I am wearing my thickest socks that I wear with my loosest boots, and it felt really nice and comfortable as far as the fit. Now, what happens with these is I feel like if they were a good quality pair of boots, this fit would be so spot on that they would end up just breaking in really good. However, this is not a quality pair of boots, and I felt like they weren't going to break in. As soon as I started taking a step, I felt like the whole boot wasn't conforming, but kind of pulling up unnaturally. Because a lot of the material in here is not natural material. So it's not going to conform. It's not going to be something that's really pleasurable to wear. It's just going to be a cheap pair of boots. So am I keeping them? Absolutely not. I am returning these right back to Amazon. I didn't even want to step outside with them, of course, because my plan was definitely to return them. I would not keep a pair of boots like that in my house, because to me, these are not real cowboy boots. They are just, something that you wear if you're trying to maybe go to a rodeo for the first time and you're not into that. Like, I often heard at the store, hey, I'm here just to buy a pair of boots for the occasion, for one day, and then I'll never wear it again. This might actually work for you in that case. However, I don't understand people's thoughts on doing something like that. Um, you're not really getting a good idea of what a pair of cowboy boots is. When you're buying a pair of cowboy boots, I'm not saying go out and buy the most expensive pair of cowboy boots you could find, and that way you could fall in love, because you could find $3,000-$4,000 pairs of cowboy boots, and they're not as comfortable as a $300 pair of cowboy boots, just because I think there's a limit to where it makes no sense to buy an overly priced pair of cowboy boots. Now, as far as these go, again, these are pretty much boots for playing. As a matter of fact, here's a picture of what came up on my feed when I put these in my cart. It says that this kind of goes along good with it. So it's more of a costume boot, if you will. Again, they try to make it look like, your average area wide square toe deal. It's not. Even the Chinese made Ariats are better than these, of course. They're a lot more, you could definitely find a pair of Mexican made boots for the $200-$300 mark that is going to be way better. If you're going to have one pair of cowboy boots and, you're planning on wearing them one time, don't let that experience be a bad experience. Let it be a good experience. Maybe you'd want to wear more boots. Maybe you'd want to accessorize it sometime with your, you know, um, not so formal wear, but your more relaxed wear. You never know. You might actually really enjoy wearing cowboy boots, and this is not going to give you that sensation of what a cowboy boot is supposed to be. It's going to give you a false expectations of what cowboy boots are. So, with that being said, I do not recommend these at all. Go out, find yourself a handmade in Mexico pair of cowboy boots that are at least a couple $100, and you will probably feel a lot better. So that is all I have for y'all today. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.